And dogs can be incredibly frustrating when you're trying to get them back or you're trying to ask them to do something and they just don't want to do it. But are they being stubborn? Today we're going to be talking about it, and then we're also going to be talking about how we can fix it. The most important thing to me when we're working with dogs is finding out why they're doing something. It's going to run through a very quick analogy, but it'll make perfect sense, so just bear with me for 1 second. So you've got 20 quid and I've got 10 quid, and I come up to you and I say, hey, can I swap your £20 for my £10? Chances are you're going to say no. And if I ask again and you say no, and I ask again, you say no, I can walk off and just be like, you are being incredibly stubborn. And reality is you sort of are being stubborn because you're refusing to accept that offer, but it doesn't make any sense to accept that offer because all you're losing out is half of your money. Dogs look around in the world and they say, what is best for me? So if they are off hunting and chasing a squirrel or doing whatever or rolling around in something they should not be rolling around in, why would they want to come back to you? Because they're just going to lose out on half the value when they're like, oh, I can just go back to my human whenever I want, but right now I want to do this. So it may come across as them being stubborn, but in reality, you have not provided them enough value to come back to you. What dogs find most valuable sort of comes down to these two major things. One is their genetics, what their brain tells them they should enjoy and what they naturally enjoy. Sort of like some people love chocolate, other people hate chocolate. You don't choose that, you just like what you like. And now the second thing is their environment. And this comes down to you and your relationship with your dog and all the training you've already done. And then it also comes down to what else is available around them. You sometimes see this as well. People will say, oh, my dog only sits for a treat. And partly the reason for that is because you haven't added enough value to yourself. This also links into, does your dog understand what is being asked of them? This is something you can do with your dog. Take them outside, maintain a little bit of distance, and then without moving, be super still and say, down. Will your dog lay down? If they don't, they probably don't know what the word actually means, or they're actually overstimulated and you're putting themselves in a vulnerable position. Or in that specific instance, for them to lay down, it is not rewarding enough for them to do it, so the conditioned response isn't there. We would need to make it more rewarding and make sure that there's a clear picture for them to understand what's expected of them. Now we understand why dogs can come across as stubbornness, and it's pretty much because they find value elsewhere, or you're not providing enough value for them. So, what can we do? Very first thing, as much as possible, is management. The reason we want to manage your environment to the best of our ability, and this is done through leads, collars, harnesses, tools, choosing which park to take them to, where you walk them as much as possible. And the reason we want to do this is we want to stop self-rewarding behaviours. The dog starts chasing something and you start calling them back and they don't come. All that encourages in them is, I don't need to come back because I can ignore that and I can keep running around and having the best time of my life. Because you have not laid the foundation properly to get them back. So what we need to do is we need to stop them chasing something in the first place so that it doesn't become a very self-rewarding behaviour. That way they'll be less likely to do it in the future and they'll be more likely to listen to you. So controlling the environment is the best way to get started. When they start to chase something, we can hold the lead and we can physically stop them. And the second we get their attention back on us, we can have a massive party and then we celebrate with them. So they still get that fulfillment, but it's coming from you, it's not coming from the outside environment. So then they're going to find more value for you. And the next thing as well is practicing at different levels. I like to look at it as in level 1 is inside the house with no distractions, level 2 is maybe in your front garden, level 3 is out in the street, level 4 is a park, level 5 is like a super busy high distraction environment, and you need to work your dog up to this point to get them there. The next thing we can do is make sure that the best option for the dog is to listen to you. So if you want like a really snappy, quick response with a sit, you need to make it fun and rewarding for the dog so that you sit, reward, and then you back up, sit, reward, and you make it fast, make it fun. And the dog, then that way, rather than being all sluggish when your dog's outside, you can say sit, and they're like, oh, this means the game's happening, I can sit. And then the fun starts, and this adds value to you. So hopefully this helps clear up why dogs are stubborn, or purely because we're not providing enough value for them. I've just made a recent great video about the ladder of communication right here, and it's something that every dog owner should know. Oh, also we just hit 240 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So thank you all for the support. Looking forward to keeping this channel growing, and then I can actually tell you guys why I started this channel in the first place. Cool. Thanks for watching.